you're about to spend about an hour and a half with your boy who's in the building. I'm in the building, you in the building, we in the building. We're going to play some video games today. So here's what I'm going to need you to do. I'm going to need you to grab, I don't know, 5 pieces. Give me 5 pieces. Yeah, let's get 5 pieces. Make sure you send the link out to them. Get them a like, comment, share, subscribe. I also want you to make sure you subscribe. It's your first time here. Subscribe to our friends. Why? Because that's what we do here. We play video games. We play more video games. And we play video games. So that's not about it. But I gotta ask you before we do. Are you ready? Because if so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, fish and birds, I don't care if you're an alien. You are about to enter the show!
What is going on, everybody? How is your Monday finding you? You guys have made it to the Chosen Zone. Yes, it is me, Obi Rose Kenobi, and we are going to hit the ground running. Let's see. Before we do anything, you know what I'm going to say we need to do. We need to go ahead and make sure that we share this stream. So let's go ahead. Let's pull up YouTube real quick. And let's quickly, well, first, let's see. Let's see who's on the building. All right. I see Sanchez is in here. What's going on, Sanchez? Let me go ahead. Let's share this right now. We'll throw it up on Twitter and say we are live. Boom. In full EFF ECT. Come hang. Oops, come hang out. That'd be cool to do. There we go. Let's tweet that right now. Everybody can know that we are up. We are running. We are having a blast. All right, cool. Now that we got that going up and running, what is going on? I want to welcome you guys to the Chosen Zone. Thank you for showing up. It is Monday. We are going to go. We're going to go over some news. We're going to change up the format a little bit. We're going to see how things go. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do something new. I wanted to call this the Obies Cantina. So welcome to the Cantina. It is part of the Chosen Zone. And what we're going to start doing is we are going to go over news. I'm going to go ahead. If you look, you can see I already went ahead and put in the live, the feed for anybody who wants to join. We have a array of things to go over, a lot of things to talk about. Anybody can talk about them. Ideal is in the building. What is going on, Ideal? Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad he is in the building. Let's see who else is in the building. For some reason, my chat is not loading. Don't understand why. So if I don't see all the things, everybody, please don't get mad at me. All right, cool beans. So I said I was going to open with this. I wasn't going to open with that, but this is actually pretty awesome. Stocks and Jonah Hill and all that other good stuff. All right, so we're going to start the show today with this. This is really cool. Ron Slusher went ahead and he tweeted this. I just thought it was funny, so I kind of want to ice break the show with this. This place looks safe. I'll just park here. And if you guys don't know, this is from Street Fighter 2. It was one of those stages where you got to beat the car up to show how strong you are. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really, really funny. Another thing I want to do quickly before we jump into the news, I want to go ahead and I want to say congrats. If you guys know, this is Bianca Belair. She did officially receive her pro card. So this is crazy. I did not know this about Bianca. I knew she was a wrestler, right? But I did not know that she was an actual bodybuilder as well. And the way I hear the story is she was training for this competition while she was doing War Games, Clash at the Castle, and Survivor Series. So kudos to her, man. That is like super amazing to see, people have strength like that and see exactly what she did. So I just wanted to highlight that. That was pretty awesome. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and let's look at some of the news from the week. And this is kind of where I want to start right here with Tekken 8. So we have the Game & Awards coming up. And with the Game & Awards, this is funny. I've never seen a Game & Awards. I've never seen one. I just used to read about them in magazines and was like, oh, wow, that's cool. So this is kind of new for me. But apparently it's like watching an E3. They're going to reveal a lot of trailers and all this other stuff and hand out awards. So I'm like, oh, man, that's going to be pretty cool. But I'm especially excited for this because we're getting another Tekken 8 trailer starting or on December 8th. The Game & Awards does start at 7:30 p.m. So Make sure you get your crew, whoever you're watching it with, enjoy it. But this is why I'm excited for this. I'm hoping. Now, I don't know how true this is. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing. I'm throwing. I like to do this. I like to throw wild, crazy thoughts out at the wall and see what sticks. I'm thinking we're going to get a flash of the roster. That's all I'm saying. That'd be like really cool. Or like you get to see how many boxes there are or something like that. I think that's going to happen. I think that, and not only do I think that's, oh, you know what? I got some other news that ties into this news. So this is really, really, really interesting. Ideal says too soon. Ideal, wait until you see this. I am going to jump up into another part of this Tekken piece that I thought was very, very interesting. Check this out, Ideal. This right here is somebody where it seems like the Tekken 8 game, they can install it. So that's kind of interesting. I want to know what that's about. It's literally sitting on the store. Most of the stuff that I've read in this, it doesn't seem like that this is fake, but this is very, very interesting because I'm wondering if they've had all this Tekken information for us or they've had it built for years and now they're just like, oh, okay, let's finally release what we had. So I don't know, but it would be cool to see. That's all I'm saying. What do you say? He says, let's see. Oh, Ron is in the building. Good to see you, Ron. We did go ahead and highlight the blast from the past. Thank you, Ron. We appreciate that tweet. Ron says he's feeling oozy. Ideal says that's like a pre-built placeholder. Let's see. The size is a clear indicator. Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. I was thinking like people can get this game, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But they say when you launched it, it would just crash. So I guess that makes sense. Lethal is in the building. What is going on, Lethal? Good to see you. Glad you can make it today. We're going over the Game Awards, but we're getting some new Tekken footage, which is really, really cool. All right. With that being said, the next thing that we have is this. IGN official. Okay. After thousands of face-off votes, IGN readers named Kratos as the best PlayStation character, winning 89.4% of his matchups. He's followed by Nathan Drake, Joel Miller, Solid Snake, and Spider-Man. See the top 10. I think we should take a look at this top 10. I want to know who's in this top 10. I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta know who's in this top 10. I want to ask you guys out there in the chat. Please let me know. What do you guys think of this? Kratos as the best PlayStation character? I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. Who do we got? We got Kratos as the winner. Actually, if we scroll down, could we like scroll up? Oh wow, check this out. No thanks. We don't want to be spammed. Okay, let's see. Where is top? Let's see. Oh, this is the list. I'm trying to scroll down thinking it's gonna give us a full list. All right, let's see what we got. All right, at 10, we got Jin Sakai, Ghost of Tsushima. Wow, I feel like he got slighted. Like, seriously? I mean, I'm looking at this list right now. How is this happening? Like, this list is wild. Ideal says, no parappa to rapper. Tell me about it, right? Like, yo, this is nuts. I don't even want to know how. I wonder if it's because, like this game just came out, though. Like, I wonder if they're basing. Well, I guess you really can't say. Well, I guess people had time. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's see. So if it were me, I'm probably putting Cloud Strife at number 1. Got to throw that out there. Got to be Cloud Strife. Here's why. Final Fantasy is a legacy game. Final Fantasy, like what back in like the 90s, when people said PlayStation, I thought of one thing and one thing only: Final Fantasy. That's it. No more, no less. No, not Nintendo. PlayStation. Final Fantasy. So I would have Cloud at like number 1. I would probably have Kratos in the top 5. Actually, I take that back. Cloud would be number 2. I'm putting Solid Snake at number 1. Hands down, that's how we're doing this. That's exactly, you know what? A-Town down, Austin Theory agrees with me right here, right now. Solid Snake, number 1. Just throwing that out there. But this list isn't pretty bad. I just think this is crazy, man. I wonder if I voted, if I could have somehow found some votes for Solid Snake. But that is very impressive. So, I don't know. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, let's jump back on Twitter. Let's look at our next news of the day. Oh, wait. Where did I go? I lost it. All right, here we go. My bad. All right, so this is crazy. So apparently Sonic Frontiers, all of their DLC is going to be free. And I think that's interesting. I want to tell you why I think this is interesting. The reason this is interesting is because we got the Game of the Year thing coming up. And for me, this is what would be a candidate for a Game of the Year. And no, I'm not trolling. I'm being so serious. And here's why. Because you paid a lot of money to play this game and they're giving you all their updates for free. That should be taken into account when things come out for Game of the Year. It shouldn't just be about the main story. It should be about the DLC and everything else that comes with it and how you feel if it was worth it. But that's just my personal opinion. But I really like this game. I think this is really cool. I don't think this is a bad buy. I think I've seen it on the PlayStation Store right now for like $44. And if time permits today, we're going to get some PlayStation Play with this game. And we might, I'm going to show you all the next area that I'm in. It's actually really, really cool. Really, really cool. All right, I thought this was interesting. I'm not in the news. I'm not into politics. I didn't tweet this because it's from CNN or Fox or whatever. I tweeted this because I am very, very concerned. Very, very, very concerned. Okay? If you just read this, Pepsi has launched a campaign encouraging customers to, now listen to this, mix milk into their soda. Now, I'm not hating. I'm throwing that out there right now. I am not hating. I just want to ask a very serious question. Has anybody ever seen another person mix milk and Pepsi? I gotta know, because I need to speak to an authentic person who does this, because I gotta know what it tastes like. I'm never gonna do it. I'm not making fun of it. I can promise you that. I just want to know, like, can you convince me to somehow mix my Pepsi and my milk? That I just feel like I would just throw up all over the place. That is insane. Now, I'm not hating on anybody who does it. I don't really know too much, but that is super insane. So if you guys want to let me know about that, I just, oh man, like, I just thinking about that right now. Like, who's like, you know what? Let me go get a cup of Pepsi and just pour it in this cup of milk, or a 20 ounce. Like, I don't know anybody who's ever thought about that. And then does it stop there? I gotta know. Like, is this a thing? Is it just like Pepsi and milk? Have people done this with like ginger ale and milk? Have like is there somebody like, oh my God, I need a Sierra Mist right now and I need to like pour this in my milk and drink? Like, I need to know that. Like, I got so many questions about this. But yeah, I just thought that was a really crazy article. So, you know, if you get a chance, take a look into that. If you guys meet anybody who's done that, please let me know, because I would really love to talk to that person. Funny story. I'll say this as I move on to the next one. My uncle, when he was alive, he did this weird thing one day for me. He said, nephew, I want you to try this. It was a Nathan's hot dog. He said, I want you to try this hot dog, but I want you to eat it with mayonnaise and ketchup. And I was just like so against it. I was like, oh, you can't ever make me blah, 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 blah. And he was like, he literally convinced me to do it. And that's like the only way that I eat my hot dogs at this moment. Oh, check this out. We do have Cowboy in the building. What is going on, Cowboy? Good to see you. Glad you can make it. Welcome to Obies Cantina.
Obie Rose, I'm glad to be into the cantina. Let me ask you this, bro. Is this also connected to the Chosen Zone?
Yes, it is.
Good. If you brought me in here and this wasn't part of the Chosen Zone, I'm out.
Yeah, this is, yes, we are part of the Chosen Zone, brother. That's exactly what we're doing. We just here having a blast. Let me ask you a question real quick. I gotta ask you this. Have you ever known anybody to, this is like the craziest stuff ever. Have you ever known anybody to mix Pepsi and milk?
No. Now, just the other day, this girl, so it's me and these two girls from my job, and we do these taste test stuff, right? And just the other day, this girl was like, hey, I think I got something new for us to try. And we was like, what? And she was like, soda and milk. I was like, hell no. So apparently that's like a thing that I just heard of like a couple days ago.
So the funny thing is, I'm sitting here, so like, you know, I'm going over the news, I'm just enjoying it, and like anything that I think is like kind of funny. Yes, Ideal Hellman's. I'm being so serious. It was amazing. What is going on, Sanchez? Good you can make it today. Like, this is, I seen this and I was like, there is no way anybody does this. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm like, nobody does. You know what? I want to kind of see the comments on this. Like, seriously. But like, this is crazy. And if it's the like political comments, then I'll just click out because I don't care for all that. But like, this is like insane because I'm sitting here like, I've never met anybody who has done this. And then not only this, like, where does the madness stop? Like, is there people out there like, you know what? Let me go get a Sprite. Oh, you got to mix Sprite with like milk. And then do they get like really creative? Like wild cherry Pepsi with like chocolate milk. Like I need to know this information. Like this is something I I desperately need to know. But that is insane to me. Like, how is this? Like, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be a thing, but where did this come from?
Bro, that is crazy, and I have no clue. It's really strange, but
it's like like this is like even these people. Oh wait, somebody said Laverne did it first, so I'm wondering if it was on the show Laverne and Shirley, and they did it. This is y'all want a glass of pilk? It really says pilk. Oh, that's insane. Yeah, that's funny. I couldn't do it, man. Like, oh, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Yeah, that's really insane. All right, cool beans. All right. So next up on the news, we got the first trailer for Cocaine Bear. Has arrived, and it's as crazy as you can imagine. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I seen so when I seen on YouTube it said Cocaine Bear, I thought it was like a spoof, right? I didn't think it was real. And then we went to the movies on Friday. We went to movies Friday. Went to movies on Friday, and it was a trailer. I'm like, oh, this is real.
Yeah. So apparently it's based off of a true story. Right. I was reading up on it, and apparently, like, some dude was, I guess, some cocaine lord. I don't know what they're called, you know. And like he literally, like, I guess, dumped all this cocaine in the woods, either out of an airplane or off-road or something. And apparently this bear, like, so this is like crazy because I got so many questions about this too. Like, a normal person can't snort a lot of coke like that because they would just overdose and die. Right. This is a bear. Like, how does this cocaine not affect this bear like that? That's number one.
So in the trailer, they show that the bear ate it. He ate a block of, it was a big, like, blocks of cocaine fell out, and the bear ate the whole block. One whole block.
Okay. All right. Just hear me out. Hear my logic on this. What would you say a bear weighs?
Probably 2 tons. I don't know. That's 2,000 pounds.
Bear? A 2-ton bear? Are you
know? Think about a car, right? I feel like a bear will knock a car over. Well, a little car.
I gotta look this up because I kind of need to know. What my point is.
How much you think, right?
I would say like 685 pounds.
Oh, 685 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
There's some big. My friend Bob was over 500 pounds, and I feel like a bear is a lot bigger than him.
Okay, and what is going on, Holtz? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Listen, my point is this: a person couldn't eat half a block of cocaine.
Okay.
And they would die like within 30 minutes. Right. So how does a bear eat a block of cocaine and it's not dead?
Yeah, because that's why I'm like. But think about it though. You see, rams, goats. A goat could eat a can, a 10-full can. A human can't do that, right? And their stomach somehow is able to digest a can.
Okay. All right. So we'll say, for the sake of the bear and for sake of conversation, the bear can eat a whole thing of cocaine, right? But this is where it gets crazier to me too. Because now here comes question number 2. When does he run out of energy? Like, he's sitting there like is he like what? There is like nobody was like tranquilizing this bear. Like, is it making it worse? Like, I don't understand. Like,
I wonder in the real story, how many people did he actually kill?
That's what I'm wondering too.
Did he actually kill people?
That's another thing that I'm wondering as well. But that was like question number 10. But there's just so much that's crazy about this. And then I'm like, I had to ask myself, like, do I need to see this? No, I'm not going to see this. I'm just going to wait for other people to tell me about it.
Yeah, it looks really silly. I'm not sure if I'll be watching it either, but.
All right, cool beans. So check this out. We're gonna move on to some of the entertainment sector in a sense. So I want to say this. I am gonna touch base on this as well, if I could get my words out, and I can't. So we're gonna talk about Wednesday. I'm not gonna ruin anything. We're not gonna spoil anything. I do want to ask: have you seen Wednesday?
I did not. I know you are a big fan of Addams Family. I am the opposite. And
Okay.
so zero interest. And
Okay.
so yeah, didn't see it.
Okay, I like the word you used there, but let me ask you a question. The
Mhm.
world is saying that this is the #1 show right now. Like it literally has surpassed everything. And you want to, will you give it a chance?
First of all, the world has not said that. Okay, let's just be clear.
What?
That's impossible. And number two, no, I wouldn't give it a chance. No, there's zero interest. Like what is going on in that? And now they make everything super silly. Now I will watch it if they was like, oh, it's a twist and it's like a horror show and it's not
That's
what you
kind of
think. I'd be like,
that.
oh,
Okay, so that's kind of exactly what it is. I'm not
oh,
even making this up. It is
oh, okay,
literally like a horror yeah, it's like a horror twist. I'm not going to tell you what happens. Obviously there's fictional characters in it,
right.
but yeah, it's not what I expected.
So
It's more
wait.
like
It's not a comedy.
no, I mean, it has dry humor.
Okay.
So like you know how Wednesday Addams is, like, you know, somebody loses a hand, she's like, you know, whatever, I'll kill you, or like,
Right.
well, that would be, yeah, like it's dry humor, but no, it's definitely not a comedy. It's more a thriller, like a light thriller in a sense. It's really, really good. You gotta see, if you like it, give it a chance. Watch the first episode because you don't need anything more than the first episode to understand kind of the direction of where it's gonna go.
Well,
And after you watch the
yeah, my only issue is I'm watching certain shows and I won't waste my time watching that nonsense, So
here we go. That nonsense. Let's see. Sanchez says, oh, Rock is in the building. What is going on, Rock? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Holt says, the bear has Hawk abilities. The more angry it gets, the stronger. Yeah. I agree. Like, that's like the thing with this bear right here. Let's see. And now he's in the lead in Last of Us, but not better looking. Yes. Okay. So here's where we're going with this.
Okay.
The Last of Us, The Mandalorian just got season 3. It's returning on March 1. I am actually very excited about this. Nice. Cowboy, are you a Star Wars fan?
I like to say when Return of the Jedi's went off the air, Star Wars died. But I did watch Mandalorian season 1 and 2, so I will be watching season 3.
Okay, because I was over here like, yo, did you see I like put my head down like, yo, my man is really doing this right now. Like, really?
I've seen every Star Wars movie besides Solo. So I just need to finally watch Solo so I could have them all under my belt. So I say that to say this. I'm not a fan anymore, but I still watch them. I think a fan means you get excited, you're looking forward. I don't get excited for Star Wars anymore, but I still watch Star Wars. Now, I don't want to get pulled into the Disney trap that I got pulled into with Marvel. So I watch everything Marvel. And so just for money's sake, Disney decided they want to make all these shows that really aren't that good, but they connect. So then I watch them. So now Disney did the same thing with Star Wars. And I'm like, nope, I'm not getting on that boat. I didn't even want to watch Mandalorian. Somebody talked me into it. And I watched it. And it took the 6th episode of episode 1 to make me say, okay, that was a good episode. So personally,
wow. Wow.
I'll watch season 3 because I'm a finisher, right? I watched 1 and 2, so I gotta watch that, but I won't watch anything else.
Okay, so I gotta say this. I respect the attempt, but yeah, you're wasting if you're not enjoying it, man, you're wasting your time. The reason I was asking is because I consider myself a Star Wars fan. Now I'm not like a super fan. Like I don't know every moon and rock and planet and that's too much, right? But I am excited for this because I just feel like this is now. I will say this: when the Mandalorian first came on, I was like, man, this is kind of a knockoff to like the Fett's, and I was like, man, I hope they finally somehow move over into Fett territory. Mm-hmm. And I didn't recognize that, they had planned for that, but then like the Mando is like its own new thing. So I'm like, oh wow, cool. But I will say this, I think it's cool. I just, so I feel like they're gonna ruin this.
What, Mando? I mean,
even Star Wars period. Like, it's to a point now where like everything. So there's too much, and I've always said this.
It's too much content.
Yeah, it's way too much content. Hold on for 1 second. Rock is asking me. I didn't know that you guys couldn't see. Hold on. He says, hit the Alt plus key. All right, give me 1 second, brother. Let me do that. Wait. Hold on. Maybe I should do it on this screen. Okay. Alt and plus.
What are
All
you
right,
on
there you go,
anyway?
brother.
Oh, StreamYards. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on StreamYards. Yeah. But my thing is like I felt like Mando or not Mando, I feel like everything is getting done. Like everything that we could have wanted when we were kids is getting done. And yes, that's cool, but like you said, there's a Disney trap, right? And I'm not hating on Disney. Please don't take it like that. No, go and do your thing. But now we're getting like She-Hulk, and I'm not even mad that we have She-Hulk, but like, yo, can we get back to the X-Men? Like, can we somehow get these people in this universe? It would probably make more people happier.
Well,
Like you would really break you would break the bank if you do
it's
that.
coming.
You know what I mean?
So it is coming, which is cool. You just gotta be patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. We got the first trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Holt is in the building. Let's go ahead and add Holt. Holt, give me 2 seconds. We added Holt to the Steam. All right, cool beans. All right, so check this out. We got the Indiana Jones trailer. Holt, how you doing? Before we get into how you doing, brother?
I thought I have to come on here because Cowboy's saying that he's never watched Wednesday and he doesn't like The Mandalorian. I thought, wow, we need someone on the panel who's actually watched these shows.
Oh, okay.
I watched both Mandalorian seasons. I watched them both.
Did you like them? So I must have heard that when I was setting up. I was like, because
yeah.
I love The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. So I didn't like it, and the 6th episode was when I got interested. The 6th episode was the episode where him and the girl, the big beefy chick, she's a MMA fighter,
who got herself canceled.
Well, see, because I've seen all like the anime adaptations of Star Wars. When I started seeing like the characters from behind the scenes, like Ahsoka and stuff like that, and the Dark Saber, and that is when I started going, oh my god, I was nerding out as a fan, going, this is amazing. Then like the whole idea of Mandalore and stuff like that. I just really related to it. I love it. I just love this TV show. That Mandalorian is now in the forefront of my mind, leading the Star Wars franchise.
Well, my brother's a huge Star Wars fan, and how Rose said he doesn't look at the rocks. No, my brother watches everything, so he's filled me in on all the Clone Wars cartoon or CG animated, whatever. So I'm familiar with so much more than just the movies and all the other stuff they did. Like I said, I'm 46 years old. All right. Star Wars came out, I think, in 77. Right. I was born in 76. Hold on, Holtz. So when I watched it, not the reruns you watch, buddy, Star Wars was amazing for me as a little kid, and the buzz and the whole, and then after that, the stuff that you guys are excited for is garbage.
Well, I can beat that because my dad is 70, and when he started watching, Disney crap, I love my old stuff. Give me the Skywalkers. Where's me lightsaber? That's what he was like, and now he's watched Andor, The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and now he's like, oh my god, how come we never got this? How come I've never seen that? And now he understands now because he actually sat down and paid attention. Now he knows, and he's like, oh wow, the Rebel Alliance didn't. It's not just Luke and Leia, or the Empire didn't start at this point, and he feels like now it makes sense. Now he reflects back. It was great to have like this big cinematic piece of like the Skywalker, the rise and fall of the Skywalker, should I say? But now he now likes this extended universe that was there, and I try and explain to him it hasn't just came out of nowhere. There was books and novels and adaptations 30-ish years ago, 40 years ago, and I think now he's accepting it that now Star Wars is for everyone, where he just focused on a set movie.
Hope you look like a young Russell Crowe.
Yeah, as you said, that's
Who said I look like a young Russell Crowe?
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
So here's the thing, man. I can understand both points. The people, and I don't want to say in the older crowd, but in the older crowd who are like, oh no, I can't. Like, I can understand his point of view, but then I understand the other side, which is Holtz's point of view. Like, you got to watch it all to complete it. My thing is this. If you like Star Wars, you like Star Wars, right?
Yeah, man.
Why not just complete the whole thing, everything? Because no matter what it is, but that's the problem. You don't really, and it's not that you don't have time to do it, but you don't have time to digest. You can watch Mando season 1 and you're like, oh, that was okay. And season 2, oh, that was okay. Because what else are you going to be watching tomorrow? Oh, I got to go home and watch House of Dragons. Or I got to watch the new Wednesday. I got to watch. You don't really get time to digest.
I think it's really not even digesting. It's, to be fair, man, it's interest. Like, if you make, like, all right, perfect example. We watched Peacemaker, whatever, right? And I had no interest, right? But I got HBO Max, so I said, you know what? I'm going to watch it because I heard it was good. Watched it, I laughed, I could have not watched it, right? Then we went to the next show, Euphoria. Nothing that cared about it, but my wife wanted to watch. We watched it, and I was like, you know what? It's about kids doing drugs. The show ended, and I was like, I could have not watched it. Now, Game of Thrones. Now we're watching. Now I'm like on the edge of my seat. It's called interest. Everything you're interested in and everything you're interested in don't mean I'm gonna be interested in. So that's all it is, really.
Well, see,
No, because you had the interest. You just fell off of it.
No, I didn't. Listen, I didn't have like again.
You said Return of the Jedi 4 or 5. You said the original was it for you.
Yeah.
So you were interested. You
yeah,
just
and
lost interest.
originals. Yeah, they took too long. Again, they took too long to bring out the new ones. I lost interest in that time. Then when they brought new ones, like, okay, let's check it out. And then it was like the ships look more up to date than the old ships. I was like, wait, what? They kind of screwed that one up. Then they repaired it later on and made like the same looking ships. But I was like, I don't know. Star Wars just lost it for me. You know?
I don't know. He should love it, but I think like he's like my older brother. I think he's stuck in that the happier time when he watched it. And it's all about. I remember seeing it first. I remember that take. So one of the ships look better. I remember when they were just puppets on strings and stuff, the AT-ATs and stuff like that. And I think he relates to his glory days.
Man. Listen, but we gotta like what we like. You know, that's what makes us individual.
Even to this day, I come from like the 90s where TV shows were like once a week, and then used to be gaps, and you used to absorb the show.
I was live in the 90s.
Of course, I'm trying to say, but like, just like there was no such thing as on demand and catch up. So I feel now once you've got these HBO shows and you've got the whole season, it becomes saturated and you get fatigued so fast because you're binge watching it. You're not actually enjoying it on a weekly basis.
That's what Rose is saying. That's what Rose is saying.
Not only that, it's like your brain doesn't have to hold on to it. Like, remember a time before cell phones where like, a girl will give you, you would get a phone number, right? And you would have to remember that if you didn't have a pen and paper. So you would remember it. And now we get these cell phones and it's like, what's so-and-so's number? Oh, I don't know. What if your phone dies? I don't know their number.
Let me just put myself on the spot. I might get in trouble for this. So I was to the gym, went to the new gym. They said, hey, we need another contact for you, right? All right, cool. Emergency contact. Let me give him my wife's number. What's your wife's number? I was like, listen, bro, hold on. Like, how you don't know your wife's number, bro? You don't need to remember nothing anymore. So Rose is so true.
But I feel like that I watch one TV show per night on average.
If I think hard, I could remember your number.
I watch one show per night on average, and that's 7 per week. And I feel that after a slow grind, after like 2-3 weeks, I can say to someone, "Yeah, I've finished these shows," and everyone will be like, "Wow, that's mad that you finished them shows." And I'm like, "Yes," because small progression actually.
Yep. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take it over to the next thing on the block.
And I do want to say this: Wednesday, for example, don't you feel like it's a bit like Twilight 2000 kids? Because I love Tim Burton and I loved the approach that was Addams Family, right? And I went to see stage shows and I loved all the characters, and I used to watch the Addams Family cartoon, and they were always the quirky, bizarre family, and I just loved the approach of that. But now it's not that I don't like Wednesday, because she plays an amazing, the actress plays an amazing part. I just feel like that now she's in a setting that's sort of like the bizarre characters that you would see in like a Twilight movie, a Harry Potter, and
or
stuff
like Harry
that.
Potter, right? Yeah. So that was my thing. I was literally thinking about this. I was wondering. I was like, could Wednesday be the beginning of like Hogwarts? At least the school and where she goes to. But then it was like, wow, what do you do? Like, where does this new Addams Family realm end? How mystical, or like you said, Twilight, because with the and I don't think this is a spoiler, but with all the different animals that they have there, the lichens and the Medusas and it's like, whoa.
The problem is they're all like gorgeous characters. They haven't got like some like deformity of like a werewolf. Like they've got they just look like the perfect complexion student. And I feel that's where it comes with Twilight, where the young kids these days go, that guy's gorgeous, that girl's gorgeous, that teacher's gorgeous, and it's not really, they don't really become horrifying creatures. They become more creatures that you think, oh my God, wouldn't it be lovely to be bit by a vampire or a werewolf? And I feel like, this is not the Addams Family to me. I felt like the dark sadistic twist in Addams Family is sort of lost for today's generation. But it is doing well, should I say?
So I'll say this: I agree with you to a degree, and here's why. Like, she was still Wednesday to me. She was still cynical. She was still funny in her cynical ways. You know what I mean? Like, even when the torture, I'll say it that way, the torture scene comes, like that's Wednesday Addams, and I was like, man, that's cool. But I also understand what you're saying, because to a certain degree they probably can't tell it like it was in the 90s, because I mean, think about it. Like, I'm sure you remember Married with Children. That show couldn't air today. Hell, The Office couldn't air today. Let The Office air, and it's it's gonna be a whole bunch of people canceled. So it's like, I agree with you. But I will say this: for me, what it did it is, like, I love like mystery suspense, and the whole time I was like, nope, this is the person. And then the second time I was like, nope, this is the person. And then the third time I was like, this is the person. And then I'm not even making this up. And then you got to ask my wife, she'll tell you. Then I nailed it, but I had one of the characters flip-flopped. And she was like, how did you figure that out? And I was like, because I was replaying. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if we were watching TV on a weekly basis, you have time to replay that episode in your head. You have time to remember what happened.
Now, that is true.
And I was replaying something, and I was like, this is how I figured this out.
Now, let me ask you this. What's your preference? Because I prefer one episode a week. That I actually prefer that than binging. Binging does serve a purpose, but if I had a preference, it's nothing like when an episode comes out and you talk to your friends, you're like, and you guys are talking about that episode for 1 week, and then the next episode, you know, like wrestling, right? We talk about it for a week and you can't wait to the next episode. But the binging, the one thing is, you might watch all the episodes before me. Now you got like, bro, hold up. Now we can't even talk because now I got to catch up on 8 episodes, right? And then it's like,
so I'm going to say this. Disney and Star Wars got it perfect. And I don't know how it is in the UK. But when Mando dropped, and I think when Kenobi dropped, they only dropped 2 episodes at a time.
Right. Yeah, it was the same with Andor. They do the first 2 episodes and then stretch it over the 10 weeks, 13 weeks. And I prefer that.
Yeah,
because I love
like
that. I love that cliffhanger suspense when the credits roll. Is that it? I have to wait for another week. I love that. Yeah. I used to be one of them people where I used to think more the merrier, giving as much as possible. Then I realized I'm getting fatigued. I'm getting burnt out watching it. So now I feel like little small bite size, 45 minutes to an hour is perfect, and then I can sort of.
It's funny. That's kind of how I'm playing God of War at the moment. I'm like, all right, let me do 2 hours here. Let me stop. Let me do 2 hours here. Let me stop. Because I feel like if I play like a whole big chunk, I'm going to push myself. Like, and I did it with Wednesday because I had 3 more episodes. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, man, I'm tired. I got to get up in the morning. And something was like, I knew it. I was like, man, if I don't watch these 3, I'm not getting it done. And it's not that I don't want to watch because it's good. I just knew it was going to wait. And I didn't want to wait till this weekend. Right. So I'm sitting back and I'm like, okay, let me get through this. And that's exactly what I did. I feel like I'll do the same thing with God of War, which is why I'm like 2 hours here, 2 hours there.
But one last thing I'll say that Holt said that is a great thing is, and I'll leave this whole show thing alone, but I watch shows that I'm more interested in, sci-fi, blah, 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 right? I love stuff like that. You got dragons, whatever, you get me. So I heard forever that Breaking Bad was a really good show. And I'm like, no interest. Then I heard The Unthinkable on the radio. They said Breaking Bad was rated the #1 show of all time. I was like, okay, that's such a bold claim. I got to watch it. So I started watching it, and this years later, right? So I get to binge it. And one thing I said was, I don't think it's that great, but I bet you the people who watched it when it aired, they had the best cliffhanger. So what Hope said, that they had every episode when it ended, you were like, whoa. And I was like, I'm just going to press play and watch the next one.
All right. So now, I got to ask this now. Best, I got to ask this, Holt. I'm going to let you get your piece in, but now I got to ask it. Chat, this is for y'all 2 out there. Let me know. Everybody gets a turn. Best TV show for you of all time. And go ahead, Holt.
Oh, so I was actually going to say that like, when I was watching Breaking Bad, it was amazing because the timepiece of that. And I used to think every week this is amazing. But now if I reflect back of all the shows that I consumed, it's nowhere near in my top 10. Because in the end, I can go straight to like, I remember Lost, I can remember Prison Break, I remember Buffy, I can remember Angel, I can remember all these shows that I remember just being glued and obsessed. And then I can talk about Netflix series now that I just feel like I just knocked it off the perch. So it's for a show to have number one and still have it a decade later is wrong, because I think these shows should evolve, and it should become a cult classic, should I say, not the best ever show. But to me, if I have to pick one after that, Prison Break.
Oh, he's going with Prison Break. All right, hold on. Before you tell us why, let me just say, Sanchez says Breaking Bad. Ideal says Martin. Next question. What is going on, Chariot? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. I binged it on Netflix, but now I thought he was going to tell us The Walking Dead was his. Let's see. Show had biggest impact was Roots. Oh, wow. Roots. Okay. And Ron is saying Oz. I remember Oz. Oh, wow. Yes. All right, Holtz, tell us why. Tell me why Prison Break.
So why I actually loved Prison Break at overall is because I never ever seen a character like Michael Scofield who had this very photorealistic memory, and he was just a great character that he put himself in a weird situation to save his brother. And he fought. Even with all his smarts, he actually thought that it was just going to be a walk in the park on a timetable, but he never factored in the people he was going to meet inside the prison, right? Mm-hmm. And the characters in the prison from what happens in a male, penitentiary and stuff like that was just so bizarre and new to me that every week I thought to myself, oh my God, every time you think something was going to go right, shit hit the fan, should I say. And each week it just got worse and worse and worse. Then when it got to the next season, you think, oh, they can't match that, and then boom, something else, and then it just snowballed into this small little event where the brother was a big huge conspiracy that stretched across seasons. And it was just great just to see the FBI and all that come in and unloading, unpacking these conspiracies. And I thought, I never seen anything like that on TV, with all the sort of swearing, the crime, the explosions and stuff like that. So it was new to me in like the turn of 2000s, because I was just coming off from like the superheroes, like the old Flash, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know what I mean? I was coming back from like that comic relief superhero TV show, Smallville. Yeah. So when I seen this, it felt like it was a new take on TV, should I say.
Okay. Yeah. You know what's funny? My wife has watched Prison Break, and I'm not making this up, I think 5 times. She loves that show. I don't know if it's her favorite, but she loves that show.
And say even the one Nip Tuck. I never think to myself.
Nip Tuck. Yeah, I remember Nip Tuck.
I never think to myself, plastic surgeons. What happens? Who cares about plastic surgeons? And when I seen like the sex, the drugs, the frolic, and all that, I thought, every week I'm tuning in now just to see gangsters and stuff like that. Like, so it was something new. It was refreshing on the TV at the age that I was sort of growing up with that show. Things to say.
Okay. Cowboy, how about you? Before we leave, tell us your favorite and tell us why.
Bro, my favorite show of all time is Spartacus. I remember a buddy of mine said, dude, watch Spartacus. Just get to the 3rd episode. I said, I don't want to watch this garbage. Watch the 1st episode. I said, nah, bro, I can't do this. He said, I said the 3rd episode. Watch 2nd episode. Bro, this is not my lane. No. I get to the 3rd episode and I'm like, this show it got something. And I kept watching. And dude, for me, the emotions of this guy who was kidnapped in prison and and his thing is whoever is the undefeated champion gets their freedom. Now they kidnapped his wife. The whole time he want to find out is his wife alive, what happened to her. And it was just the drama, the action, sex, violence, like everything that I love this show had. I mean, it should have had.
Well, Cowboy, Game of Thrones was like, a lot of people say Game of Thrones was the first one. It was like soft porn and violence. And I was like, have you seen Spartacus? It was so gory and,
yeah, it really was.
Notice when I say reason why I like God of War so much is for the combat.
So that's how I got into Spartacus.
A person. So when you watch Spartacus, it's like Gladiators, but the show. It's about like the show is about fighting in the arena, and then you add the sex and the violence and the drama, but that's what the main basis is. And the backstabbing and the twisting, and you're like, man, the characters. And honestly, it sucked. But even the real guy, his name is Andy. I forgot his real name. But
he got cancer. He died.
But this was beautiful. He had cancer, and they stopped the show and they came up with a new show about Gannicus, which it was a story on the show that there was only one guy who ever got his freedom. Then they did a show about him, and it was like, wow. Then he came out. He went into how's the term? He
Remission.
beat cancer. He beat cancer. So they brought the show back, and then
he got it again and died. Right?
he got it again and died.
Yeah.
They recasted him, which was hard. But still, you got to see Spartacus meets Gannicus. Sorry if I spoiled that. And it was like, what?
What was it?
Man.
Blood and Sands and stuff like that. It was,
yes. So that's
so
my
this is
favorite show.
So this is crazy because I got into Spartacus because I think that was around the time God of War 3 had came out.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
you was like, man, Kratos?
Well, yeah, I was like, man, I wish we can get a show like that. And my boy was like, yo, you got to watch Spartacus. So I watched Spartacus. And then dude got cancer, and at that point in time, I couldn't afford. I think it was on Netflix. I couldn't afford it anymore, so I was just like, "All right, cool. When I can afford it again, I'll get it." And then kind of out of sight, out of mind. So thanks for the spoiler, Cowboy. We definitely appreciate you. And I'm gonna round out the topic with my favorite. My favorite TV show of all time is gotta be. Well, this is a 2-part answer. I'm gonna tell you right now. My favorite TV show of all time is Married with Children, but that's a sitcom. I don't consider that a TV show. My favorite TV show I know it comes on TV, but I didn't say my favorite sitcom. My favorite TV show of all time has to be the X-Files. No ifs, ands, or buts. Everything from the X-Files.
Oh,
everything from episode 1. I mean, every movie even portrayed, they went over everything. They talked about the Men in Black and UFOs, and I was like, yo. Now, here's the funny thing. I didn't watch the X-Files when it came out because I was so afraid. I used to wet the bed when I would hear the theme song. So when I got older, I was like, yo, I need to get over this fear. And I watched it in my 20s, and it was like the greatest thing. Yeah. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, could you recall what's your favorite episode?
I can't, but I could tell you this.
The Men in Black, top of my head, man.
Yo, that Men in Black episode was really good, and even though I didn't really like when the episode, I don't know the name of it, but I think it's like one of the earlier episodes when the girl goes upstairs and because she had been drawing ones and zeros, and she ended up drawing like her sister's face in the paper with like binary code. That was creepy. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. Oh, I like the episode with Robert Pattinson when he was just like, they were like, why the lady, she couldn't figure out why he wouldn't want to have his memories taken. And he was like, because that's my hurt, my pain. And I was like, I get it, bro.
I like I love the dynamic and everything and how creepy it was. The dude that was like a human tapeworm. Like the drain.
Yeah, he was in
out of the drain killing people. It was like, wait, there's like no sign of a break-in. How did somebody get murdered? Because he was going through the drains and stuff. It was that blew my mind. That was my favorite episode.
That was
some older people. There was a show called Werewolf when I was a little kid, and that show was about a dude named Eric Corbin. And it was like the Hope show back in the day. He would go town to town because the last town he was in, if he turned to a werewolf, and the special effects was great. There was a dude named Scorzini who was the original werewolf. So it was all about him getting bit by Scorzini, and he had to finally find him to kill him so he won't be a werewolf. Classic, amazing. They never actually even made that movie. So I hear that you can find people who recorded it on VHS and put it on a DVD and buy it. But that was one of my all-time favorite shows ever, man. Werewolf.
Yeah.
So I think was good. I mean, another show in the 90s, Sliders. I love Sliders, and that was
Sliders.
That's what got me into sci-fi.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. I'll tell you what I thought was the craziest thing about Sliders. I got to throw this out there. I remember the episode when they finally thought they returned home and they didn't. It was like the first. No, it had to be like the 5th episode. Like I was like, oh, this show is over. It's never coming back on. And then like his dad shows up and he's like, I think the guy's name was Peter. He's like, Peter? And he's like, they're all looking like, yo, your dad is dead. And I was like, ooh, this is gonna get spicy. Oh, man. Oh, this is a shame about Christina Applegate. So first, let me try to do this in order real quick. All right, so Sanchez, I've seen Game of Thrones. I have not seen House of Dragon. So I'm going to need you to clarify for me. I didn't know that she had MS, and I know she beat breast cancer. I think she's another one. I think she beat it twice. And now she has, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know
we
that.
just watched, they just had last week or 2 weeks ago, her getting her star on the Hollywood.
On the Hollywood, yeah.
Well, yeah, and she talked about her MS and all that. And she had the lady, Peggy Bundy was there.
Yeah,
helping hold her up. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, Silk Stalkers did come on after Raw. I got to throw that out.
I was going to say this with Spartacus. This is a story that sort of affected my life after Spartacus, right? And Cowboy, I think you've done the PX90. Have you mentioned that you've done that workout before?
Yeah.
That when Spartacus came out, I really had a crush on the lead actress of Spartacus's wife. And I thought, God, she's good. That I actually booked into Spartacus boot camp, which was the PX90. And I remember thinking, I'm going to get jacked. And I must be like 22. I'm going to get jacked. And I've all these. And then I remember doing like this big, huge sandbag, doing like walking lunges. And I remember going, oh. But then at the end, the woman went, are you going to come back? And I went, yeah. I went outside and nearly cried. Oh, I don't want to be a gladiator.
Yeah, that thing was rough. And honestly, Holtz, I only ever did the stomach thing. I never did the actual workout. I just did it was called the ab ripper, the P90X ab ripper. That's the only thing I did.
Ab ripper
never
X.
Did that. Yeah, ab ripper X. Yeah, that's all I did. And that was still to this day the hardest stomach workout I've ever done, man.
So in the end, things myself, I'm going to be like a gladiator. This show's going to inspire me. It didn't last. Didn't stick.
I felt like that when I started going to the gym. I was like, man, I'm going to be able to be as big as Kratos. And then I was like, yo, this isn't happening. Like, I got to stop. All right, guys. So check this out. Let's jump into the last two things before we end the show. First and foremost, Indiana Jones. Are you guys interested in this? There has been a new trailer that came out for Indiana Jones. It's called Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. You guys,
I watched the trailer last night. I have no interest, but I might still see it. I got the movie pass. I've seen all the other ones. So.
I won't be watching it on the cinema. I think Indiana Jones lost its cinema magic, should I say. So when it comes on TV, I'll be watching it because that whole Indy, just one more adventure. I was like, come on, this should have been one more adventure like 4 movies ago. Let's just give it a, I feel like they're just going to show Indiana Jones and he's just going to be out of touch and they're going to, how did you find me, GPS Indy? How did you do? And he's like, damn.
Well, you know what's Holtz? It was kind of cool. Something you said they do in the trailer. So he pulls out his whip and he's swinging the whip and everybody's zipping it and they all pull out guns. And he's like, wait. I'm like, bro.
And you realize that when it was when it was the early Nazis, they only had guns that before the machine gun. Every now and again, or like the tribal people had spears. Now they're all like, yeah, this gun can shoot like 10 bullets in you, Indy, before you even get that whip out. So I'm like,
all right, so I do plan on seeing it, but I'm not seeing anything in theaters. The last thing I saw in theaters was Batman, and that's because I got to see Batman. But all right, so let's go ahead and move on. Real quick, I just want to go over these two last things. I'm not going to play this full thing. Actually, I should. It's only 44 seconds. But I thought this was funny. Tonight, guys, by the way, Raw will be on. Yes, I'm advocating for Raw. If you don't watch wrestling, trust me, add it to your life. It's really fun to do, I promise you. But I wanted to talk about this really quick. I thought this was like the craziest thing ever. They asked Dom why. So if you don't know, Dom attacked Rey Mysterio on Thanksgiving. That's not a spoiler. It was actually on Twitter. It was hilarious, right? Yeah. So they asked him why he did it, and he said, I attacked him because he had his Christmas tree up before November was even over. I thought that was so hilarious. I'm like, yo, who makes a statement like that? I think it's great. And lastly, I want to round it out with this, and then we'll talk about it real quick, and I'll let you guys have the final words. So this is a gender reveal. If you guys have not seen this, I'm going to bring down the volume just a little bit. But check this out. It's a gender reveal. Oh, this is amazing. I just love how they're in pink and blue, too. Whoever owns this, don't sue me, please.
Kind of cool when you think about it.
Yeah, it really is, right?
You don't know who's gonna win, and who wins. I guess that's the first. That's the gender, right?
Look, he's about to rock bottom. Oh God! Wait. Yeah.
You know,
You're having a boy.
I think that's amazing because I used to go to a holiday camp in the early 90s and they used to set up a wrestling ring and couldn't have the proper characters, of course, but they were sort of tied in to TV shows. So we used to have the Red Power Ranger, the Green Power Ranger, and then like characters that sort of resembled the WWF wrestlers. And each week I used to sit there and come on, really believing it. Come on, Red Power Ranger, you can do it. And I used to do the fake, come on, if everyone claps, I can get out of this stranglehold. And it was so good.
Yeah,
So
you
if I went to a party now and actually seen two men pretend to do wrestling, I'd be like, that's actually cool. Go blue, go pink, or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. So yeah, I love Rock's comment. What's the gender reveal? All right, before we go, guys, I didn't know this when I got into cloud gaming. Real quick, they have this came from Next Generation Gaming. I'm sure you guys know who this is. But I guess there's a cloud gaming, and that I guess it's tonight. There's a streamer of the year.
It was last night.
Oh, it was last night.
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at you. You were nominated. What is this?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
So it's kind of cool. So you actually know Next Generation Gaming. That's Rudigs and his buddy.
No. I get that. I didn't know. What I'm saying is, I didn't know there was like.
Let me explain it. So 2 years in a row, Cloudy with Games. You probably don't know who they are, but Duncan and now with CGX, they actually 2 years in a row made like a formal, legit. Like Holtz could tell you, like they're wearing suits and everything.
Oh, yeah. It was Barry and Duncan, and the first year they even sent awards out to people around the world. It was
and record. I mean, legit. I mean, it was so good. It was like a legit award show, like best. Actually, the first year was mainly Stadia. Then the second year, it was every cloud thing. They had the first year, matter of fact, streamer of the year was Meg. Meg won streamer of the year.
Oh,
really?
She was Megatron X. Really?
It was really, really good. So Rudigs and Nads, Next Generation Gaming, they decided, and they used to be called Stadia Chat. So or Stadia, whatever their show was called, it was Stadia something, but they changed the name to Next Generation Gaming. So they decided, hey, let's come up with our own little award, and that was their thing. So last night it was cool. They went over it, they discussed it, and do you know who won?
No. Listen. I don't know who won, but I hope there's one next year because I agree with this comment right here. It wasn't real if Obi Rose wasn't nominated. Throwing it out.
I said yesterday.
I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking.
If the Cowboy didn't win, we riot. So I hope they know Canada gonna get burned down because I didn't win. But it was cool.
Who won? Who won?
That's awesome. Who won?
N7 won.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chat Stadia. Okay. Yeah. I was right.
Yeah. That was. Listen, this is really, really cool.
It was cool, man.
I hope you guys continue to do this. And I'm not. This is not a knock. Even with Stadia closed, I hope you guys continue to do this with the community because, this is cool. Like, this kind of makes you want to when you like, hey, I might stop. You don't recognize like people will really care about your work.
And dude, he had a honorable mention list that was huge. I mean, everybody was on there. So
now because Cowboy wants to fight now, I definitely need to see the wrestling. I want to see Rudigs go like Generation Stream, come out like that. Then Cowboy's like, the Cowboy should have won. This is
right. I'm like,
just the showmanship behind the scenes. All everyone thinks that the cloud gaming space, but all like wrestlers. The Cowboy doesn't.
You know what? Now when I go to Canada, I'm putting Nads through a table. Just so you know, Rudig, you tell Nads I'm putting him through a table. All right?
You guys are too wild. All right, guys. So listen, we got about 1 minute left. Cowboy, you and Holtz are going to take us out. But before you do, please tell us what you got going on. What are you doing today? What's going on over there on the King of Content channel?
Cool. So today I got a couple topics. It was non-gaming all day, and then a good story broke, and I was like, got to talk about that. So we're going to talk about Xbox announced that they will now raise the prices of their games to $70. And the reason why that's a big deal is because the Xbox community was going crazy and laughing on, PlayStation games cost $70. And now, so anyway, we're going to talk about, I have a very strange topic. Holtz, I hope you're around. I know it's late. I have a very strange topic. I don't want to say it, but guys, I'll start it off first. The show will start off with my strange topic, something I thought of over the weekend. My wife and I, we end up talking about this really strange stuff. And I was like, I got to bring this up. Also going to talk about Mr. Urban want to know what's everyone's favorite restaurant. So we'll talk about that, and then also TV show recommendations. Right, Holtz? We're going to do some TV show recommendations. So those are.
I got one for you right now. Wednesday.
There you go.
Wednesday. Miércoles.
What day do you watch it on?
You watch it on Wednesday. Miércoles on Wednesday. Wednesday on miércoles. Either way, it's Wednesday on Wednesday.
Fair enough.
Wednesday on Wednesday.
All right. And how about you? What you got going on, Holtz? Let me
Do you know what?
get your last word
Anything to go wrong today? I was doing this. I was planning to do this Christmas spoof. We've got this idea in mind that I was trying to record. But what happened was I'm out of contract with my internet provider and I've cancelled it over 18 months. So I was going to do some recording, and then the internet went off. I rang up. How dare you? I'm back in contract. Do you know how much time I've wasted? So all day, my internet, everything's been off on Sunday. So I feel like I need to get into that mindset to hurry up and create this Christmas spoof, should I say, ready to get up and going. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. But it looks like tonight I'll be joining the cowboy for his restaurant foods.
I'm gonna hop over there too, guys. With that being said, I want to thank everybody. We made it 1 hour. Una hora. Vida es un jugador, or vida es un partido. I was trying to finish that out in Spanish. It didn't work, but you guys know what I like to say. It's been fun hanging out with you guys. Thank everybody for showing up. Cowboy, thanks for coming. Holtz, thanks for coming. Thanks for the good conversation, the good discussion, the news. We will be here tomorrow. We are doing the same thing. I will see you guys in the cantina. You know what I love to say. Life is a game, so please, please, please make sure you play. With that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? That was so much fun. We had a blast. We got to get through it. We got to play some video games. We got to have some good conversation. There was a bunch of energy. It was awesome. Yo, I had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast. I'm very humbled because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend this time with me. So I'm very, very grateful. If you want to see more content like this, it's very simple. All you got to do is like, comment, and please, please, please subscribe. If you want to go ahead and you want to throw a tip in the tip jar, that's simple as well. All you have to do is check the description. The link is in the description. Any and all tips are appreciated. Until I see you on the next time, God bless you and you have a wonderful day. Peace.